Hey everyone, I'm Adam Schneider. I'm a professional sound designer, and today I wanted to do a quick discussion about the effects section on the Tempest, namely the distortion and the compressor. To be honest, 90% of the time I don't like to use them, but there are certain situations where I do. And I just wanted to kind of talk about why that is and demonstrate some things about the distortion and the compression. So you might have a better idea of how you might want to use them or not use them. So I've got a beat going on here. So got drums, a little bass line, and everything like that. Pretty basic. And so I just want to talk about the distortion. When I actually got the Tempest for the first time, I thought that the distortion was broken. So I sent an email to tech support and said, "Hey, I noticed that all my high end is going away, and is this a bug?" And no, this is just the way the distortion is supposed to sound. So I'll demonstrate on this beat really quickly. So immediately you'll notice that, yeah, the high end goes away, and it's got this really kind of claustrophobic, grungy sound to it. And it's not that it's a bad distortion. I think what they were really going for with this is if you have a Roland SP404 and you're familiar with like the isolator effect where it kind of cuts the lows and the highs and something you would use during transitions, I think it's kind of like that, but as a distortion, because I think this is something I would never leave on a beat the entire time. I do every once in a while, but most of the time this isn't something you would want to like turn on and leave it on. Like the saturator on the electron analog rhythm, that sounds great. You could leave that on the whole time and you'll be golden. But this thing, you probably don't want to leave this on the whole time. But if you wanted to use it for like quick transitions, I could see that working well. And I think that is probably what the designers had in mind with that. So yeah, that's my little quick discussion about the distortion. The compressor, I have tried to love the compressor. I've tried a lot of different things to get the compressor to feel good across the whole beat, and I just can't do it. Let me just turn it up across this whole beat, and you'll see what I mean. So yeah, it's a very basic one knob compressor. You don't get control over the attack, decay, ratio, or anything like that, just the one knob. You can control the amount of gain going into it. I'm not going to demonstrate all the various mix levels of different things going into this compressor. I've tried so hard to get it to feel good, and I just have never really liked it across an entire beat, to be honest with you. And to show you what I mean, I have a kick drum here. Pretty solid kick. And let me just turn up the compressor only on that kick. I have another kick here. Let's try it with this one too. So personally, I prefer both those kicks with the compressor off. It's just the character of the compressor, the way it attacks and release, I don't think it's very good on low-end kick drum stuff. However, if I take my beat and I take my kicks out, and I'm going to take out my snares for right now, let's actually just leave the hi-hat. Turn up the compressor. So that I think is actually great. And this is a way I do use the compressor. If I'm got something with like a lot of like clicky percussive rhythms, this compressor does great with that. And if I had some of my other sounds back in here. I got a clap here. Let's check out what that clap's like. But again, let's add the kicks back in. So yeah, I don't think it's not a flaw or anything. It just happens to be the way this compressor is. And I actually like it a lot using it this way, where I use it only on basically mid-range and high-frequency elements. If I leave my kicks out and bring in my snares, just listen to the snares. It's all right there. And it depends, again, what content you're putting into it. Personally, I like these snares better without the compressor. Just my opinion, but all the other elements I really liked actually what it was doing. You can, mentioned you can't do any sort of like attack and release. There is a compression envelope that acts like a sidechain compressor where you can select a pad to trigger things off of, and then the envelope has attack and peak and decay settings. I know some people like to use this feature. I never do, pretty much. If I'm going to do sidechain compression, I'm going to do it out of the box. I'm going to render stems separately from the Tempest, or I'm going to use the individual outs and get the sidechain compression going externally. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the effects. If you have your own ways of using them, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.